Welcome back, you cute, sexy, beautiful, elegant, amazing motherfuckers.
Actually, I didn't
We
mind that
are.
one too much.
Yeah, it's because we've been gone for so long. That's why
We've
you
been
don't
gone
mind.
for a while, baby.
Oh my God, we are back. Out
Yes,
of
sir.
Pocket Anime Podcast is back. All you haters who thought we were gonna quit, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
We
all
dying
three of
on
you.
this hill.
Mm-hmm.
all three of y'all haters. We dying on
Mm-hmm.
this hill.
Yeah, fuck you three.
All right. We are back. The Out of Pocket Anime Podcast. It's your boy Blackie Chan.
Yep, and the comedy Hashira himself. What's up?
Yes, sir. And we got a very, very special
And we're
episode
back. All right.
for y'all today. We're
It's
getting
not
into
special.
season 7, My Hero Academia. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
It has
Yeah.
been how many years
It's been
since season 6?
It's been a year.
Oh.
It's only been a year.
Oops.
It's only been a year.
I did not know that. I probably
Yeah.
should have asked prior.
Yeah,
we
it
started
felt
the-
longer. It did
the
feel
episode.
longer. I'll give you that.
Yes.
But it might just be because we've been
We're
doing
the
the pod.
Yeah, I was about to say doing the
Yeah.
episodes.
So since we've been doing the pod, we've been talking a lot more about anime than we have in the past. So it probably just feels like it's longer. That's all.
Right.
That's it.
And for those of you guys who are new to the channel, aren't subscribed, which by the way, like, subscribe,
Comment below.
But anyway, those of you who are new don't know that we've covered seasons 1 through 4 already in
Yes,
reviews.
sir.
We are all the way caught up. We haven't done 5 and 6 yet. And that is actually we were trying to do that
Yeah.
prior to this
Yeah,
episode.
we were. Apologize,
but
guys.
shit happens, right?
Yeah, we had a rough 3-4 week stretch.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a very rough 3 or 4 week stretch. My daughter got sick. Go ahead.
Before you elaborate, what sucks about this stretch that he's about to explain is that we took a legitimate break right before this.
Yeah, we did.
So we were like, hey, let's
week
just
off.
take a 2 week, 1 week off, and let's recuperate, and then we fall into this stretch. So you were saying,
yeah, so we took that week off because we were like, okay, yeah, we'll take a week off. We got a lot of content out there. It's whatever, dude. It's whatever. And in that week, my daughter got sick. And then she got me really sick, guys. I mean, really sick. We actually tried to do an episode towards the tail end of me being sick. And we got through 30 minutes of it. And it was rough. We had to go ahead and call it. Your boy Shane was lost.
Yeah.
All right. I had no idea where we were, what I was talking about. I kept getting confused. It was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think I'm all over the place now.
Yeah. Medicated comedy Hashira is not fun.
It was not. It was not fun. Arguing about nonsense. It was wild. It was out of control, guys. I'll spare you the details. It just wasn't. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
Yep.
Right?
And then we came back, right?
Yes.
We came back. I was like, all right, we're doing better. You ready to record? He's like, yep. Like Chan's like, yep, let's do it. Finally, we're getting back into it. Call me what, an hour, maybe 2 hours before?
Yep.
And you're like, yo, my computer, something's happening. And you didn't know quite, you had an idea. You're like, it's getting hot. I think it's overheating, but it won't run 20 minutes without turning off. And I was like, I didn't understand or truly appreciate the intensity of it. And I was like, oh, okay, man. Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and take the time. And, once you get it fixed, give me a call and we'll record.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be tonight. And I was like, yeah, maybe not. I was like, maybe not, if you are, then we are. If not, then okay. We got to push it back a couple days.
Right.
I did not fully appreciate how rough that was.
Yeah. And the frustrating part on my end was that it happened and like my computer was still running. Like yeah, it got to the point
Yeah.
where it wouldn't last for the 30 minutes, the 20 minutes. But I was like, I mean, I think we could get an episode in tonight before I really have to get this shit checked out or whatever the case. But long story short, guys, my shit was overheating to the max.
Yeah.
And I tried myself to fix it. And let's just say it didn't go well.
Did not. No.
It did not go well at all. And not only did my PC start overheating, it's liquid cooling started overheating. It also, um,
Graphics card, right?
graphics card. There we go. Thank you. You caught me there. I almost
I
fucking
got
lost
you.
it. But my graphics card went out, and I didn't know my graphics card went out because, well, I guess I kind of knew, but it was still powering on in my PC. It just wasn't. My PC wasn't reading it, which it sucks, right? It's one thing if it's not powering on and the PC's not reading it. It's another thing if it is. So long story short, I had to get my liquid cooling shit reinstalled, like buy a completely new
Yeah.
one. Then I had to upgrade to a 40 series GPU.
Yeah, because all
Just
that I
very
know what all
pricey.
that is.
And that took me about 8
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, I
10
got the
days.
universal card in mind, so it's whatever.
No, technically, I actually that was 2 weeks, right?
How long it took your computer?
That I was
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
because the first like 3-4 days I tried to fix it, and then I had it
Mm-hmm.
in the shop, and then they tried to fix it, and it took another 8-9 days.
Yeah, they actually got it done fairly quick from when it went into the
Considering.
shop, considering.
Yeah.
But just the whole process is it's
Yeah. Long words of advice for people who buy liquid cooling PCs, just know
don't.
your shit starts your shit starts making noise, your cooling pump is probably going out.
Yeah.
So, just
Yeah.
make sure you
Whenever
fucking
my pumps go out, it always
yeah,
cools
all
down.
right. Okay. Pumps in your ass or
I mean, do with it
cuz you
what
don't
you
have
will,
liquid
sir.
cooling PC.
Hey,
What
dealer's
pumps are you
choice.
talking about?
Dealer's choice. You decide.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right. You ready to
But
spin the
yeah.
wheel, Boris?
Yeah, okay. All right. Moving back to my issues.
Hey, we've been gone for a while.
Nope,
Let's get a little
going back to
weird.
reeling it
Let's,
in.
let's get a little weird, baby.
Yeah, but I also game a lot, so I ran the pump into the ground. So recommending dual PC as well. Anyway, back to what we are here for. My Hero Academia season 7. What level of excitement did you
All right.
have for
So
this
can
shit?
we please let the people know we're only going to be talking about episode 1 here.
Yeah.
We're gonna break it up into every 6 episodes. We'll release an episode on it, so that way we can kind of cover things in more detail. We're gonna do all that for you. But we were just so excited. We enjoyed episode 1 so much. We're like, let's just do one for episode 1 real quick.
Yeah, and talk about the general obviously excitement
Yeah.
for it, and then what we expect moving forward after episode 1.
Yeah, and I
Because
know like
episode 1 is that telltale like what's gonna go down.
Yeah, and I know like you, because you're talking like how were you thinking going into it. Like I know for a fact, like you were like, yo, with where it's at, I think this might be up for anime of the year. That you called that early when we did that episode. You were like, MHA might like where they're at in their story and where this is going. This season should be fucking litty.
Don't you think it has to be, considering how big the anime is?
So the problem is,
how big the anime is, and yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is the level of expectation for it.
So you were
be
finished.
A new joke's on you, bitch.
I can talk forever.
I'm gonna elaborate on my ending. But yeah, the excitement of it in regards to where it's at ranking wise and all other animes, season 7 is like, the buildup is so massive for the first 6 seasons, and I tell you this all the time.
Right.
So the level of expectations outside of the final season is right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem with that. And I don't think you're wrong. The problem is that I fuck with My Hero super hard.
You do. This is your top what? 5, 3?
Yeah, this is in my top 5 for sure. And I fuck with it really hard. And I think you could argue season 6 was anime of the year worthy. I think you could make that argument.
Mhm.
Like, considering they threw up all the ones they threw up there. Like, okay, season 6, like, dessert. Like, it when you look at
It
everybody they
didn't get a
had up
lot of
there,
credit,
it didn't. It didn't. And I'm not sure if that's like just the timing of everything, or Demon
probably.
Slayer was so good and it came out around the same time. You know
Jujutsu
what I mean?
Kaisen took over the internet.
The fucking Jujutsu Kaisen is so goddamn good. Don't
Took
change a
took
thing.
over the internet, but
Um,
changed everything.
but changed the world. But it's like, so I would have thought season 6 would have garnered more recognition. So I would like to say season 7 at minimum will be just as good as season 6 at the bare minimum.
This has got
So
to be an anime of the
I
year
don't
candidate for the
I
timing
would
too.
I would hope so, but I also would have hoped season 6 was.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I
and
mean?
you mentioned this about timing of animes. It
I did.
releasing now versus the end of the year, like,
Yeah.
and by end of the year I mean like
Yeah. Yeah,
July,
time bias.
August,
Yeah.
and then ends in January maybe.
Right.
You made a point to animes maybe getting more credit for ending at the very beginning of next year and getting that credit versus the animes
Right.
who started early on in the year
Right.
and finished in that same year.
Right. Right.
You have that
Right.
same opinion in regards to,
I
do you
do.
think it, but also do you think My Hero is going to fall subject to that, or do you think this is the perfect time?
Here's the thing. It's like I do think that has something to do with it. I mean, but when you look at the other animes like, what you call Demon Slayer,
Hmm.
it was an older, like, in the years, more towards the beginning of last year, and that was on the list, but it also broke the internet. You know what I mean?
Broke the internet.
So it literally broke Crunchyroll. I was fucking heated. Don't even get me started.
Wow.
You guys can go back to that
Yeah,
episode.
My
Like, I
Hero
fucking
didn't
lost my
break.
mind.
This
My Hero
episode
didn't.
didn't
Right.
break it.
Right.
Jujutsu did.
Right. Exactly. And so it's like, so that, like, I'm like, okay, so when it's that big, I get it. So you can make the argument that My Hero, even though I fuck with it super hard, it didn't
Hmm.
break anything. It didn't break Crunchyroll or anything like that. So
Dude, I
maybe
haven't
this
even
is
seen
my own
posts on it.
bias towards it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think honestly what happened is, I think because season 6 was the best season
Hmm.
so far, not even close, I don't think.
Hmm.
Season
I
6
agree.
put it in the new category. I think what happened is it had a good first couple of seasons, and because nothing came from it in season 3, 4, 5, where it was just kind of like, it was good but not great.
Hmm.
I think that kind of killed off a little bit of the heavy fan base
Hmm.
that put it in that potential new big 3 category. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
and you saying that season 6 was the best so far in this
mhm.
in the series just brought up a point that I don't think I have in any other anime. When we look at animes, you could argue that certain sagas, certain seasons are better than others versus, for me, in My Hero, s- each season has been better. It has been not only
Yeah,
chronological in the seasons,
yeah,
but also the seasons have just been better. Season 2 was better than season 1. Season 3 was better than 2. Season 4 was better than 3. Season 5, I can't think of one season that was earlier that was better than a future season.
yeah. I guess the better way to say it, because I think as I'm thinking about it, I agree with you. So I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
change the way I said it. I think the better way to say it is, it might have just been developing too slow for people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, like, you see the potential
you could
season
argue
1,
that.
you're
Yeah,
enjoying it. Season 2, you're enjoying it. And season 3, you're like, okay, well, we're only moving inches. Why
yeah,
haven't we moved a mile yet?
yeah.
And so, because you struggled with that more towards the beginning as opposed
100%.
to the middle, but you did struggle with that because you're like, just slow. It's moving slow. Like, I know it's gonna get good, but it's moving
Right.
slow.
Yeah.
And so maybe that had something to do with it, especially with the newer animes and all that stuff.
Can
But
you think of? But my point to that would be: can you think of another anime that has the progression like that, where you have season 1, season 2, all the way through season 6, where each season it gets better, 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 better.
Black Clover.
Versus, so you think it hasn't? There's not been one prior season that was worse than its
I
predecessor.
think Black Clover.
Okay.
I think I'd sit there.
Well, and considering Black Clover's, it's not OG, but it's
Right in between.
rivaling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's right in
one of those.
between that. It does definitely marry the old gen and the new gen Black Clover. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Interesting. All right, I can't wait to start that. I will be starting that soon. But real quick, right before we get into what happened in episode 1, you've been looking forward to any animes and then watching any big time ones? You can give one or two.
Yeah, I mean we got Demon Slayer going on.
Mhm.
So we'll also make
Yes,
sure we're
we will
covering
be
that as
doing that.
well. We aren't going
Yes.
to cover episode 1 because episode 1 already came out in theaters and we covered that already.
Mhm.
So
I was about to say
this
we're not
week,
gonna be covering it because we already covered it.
yeah.
I was about
So
to say, like, why did you
yeah,
mention
you
that?
took that drink down quick. You're like,
Yes, we
yo,
did.
hold up.
Yeah, because you were gonna keep going. So
Yeah, yeah, I was. Yeah, I could go for hours, ladies. But
no, we can't.
no, we can't. No,
He's
no, I
lying.
can't. No, yes, yes, I
He lasts
am.
2 minutes.
If you're lucky. If you're really unattractive, I will. God damn it.
Alrighty then.
What were we talking about? I blacked out.
Yes.
What happened?
Animes you've been watching.
Yeah.
And looking forward
So
to.
we
We
got
talked about the
so we got
Slayer.
Demon Slayer. I'm super excited about Demon Slayer. This week will be the first new episode for us,
And we're gonna cover that.
Yep.
Next.
So I'm really freaking excited about that.
Yeah.
Let me see what
Or
else.
are we gonna cover that next, or are we gonna wait for the first 6?
We'll wait for the first 6.
Yeah.
But we're definitely gonna make sure we're covering that.
Yeah, you're probably gonna see a lot of My Hero content currently because we're gonna try to get through the previous seasons.
Yep. Yeah. And then there's not too many more coming out this cycle. I know the second half of season 2 of Jobless, or season 3, whatever season they're on. The second half of the season's coming out right now. I can't remember if it's season 2 or 3, but they're working on the back half of that season. That's coming out now. I have no interest in watching that anytime soon. I'm sure I'll get there eventually, but it's not.
And we'll cover it eventually.
Yeah, but I will say in this last season that happened, that just passed over, I watched Classroom of the Elite. That was good. I just had to wait for that to come out and dubbed.
One Punch Man,
so much going on.
We heard that's coming out soon.
That's coming out soon. The other one I watched that I didn't think I'd get on, aside from whatchamacallit, Freerin. Freerin is fire. We're definitely gonna cover that. I'll make sure you get on that.
I was about to say you've never even mentioned
fucking
that.
Fire, bro. Fucking fire. And then The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic actually got me. That was pretty good. But other than that, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for the new season now. Cool. I have a feeling this is gonna lead us to JJK. I think right after this stuff is done, that's when the new season of JJK is getting started. I hope. I'm making that up completely. I haven't heard anything. Yeah, well, they fucking enjoy doing that for animes.
And the reason I say that is because they got a new production company, right?
That's right. That's right. They created their own.
Is that a different? Yeah.
They created their own.
So much goddamn money. They created their own.
Yeah, because why not?
I could only imagine how much money they gross.
I would hope that the reason they're doing this is to put it out faster.
Both. All right. Now you're just wishful thinking.
If you care about your fans, you will.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
But I'm still waiting on I'm waiting. You know, it's been 6 years. I'm still waiting on the new season of Black Clover. So.
Yeah. Bleach came out 10 years after, 20 years
after. Yeah, fucking shit, dude. Yeah.
Which we will be
thank you, anime,
Bleach
you
soon.
pieces of shit.
I'm like 15 episodes away from finishing that.
Hey.
And then we're going to start off with 1,000 Year Blood War, though.
Fuck yeah, we are.
And then we'll get into the previous shit.
Yeah, shit's fucking fire.
So be on the lookout for that.
Oh, yeah.
But no further ado, let's get into it.
Is that how the saying goes? No further ado?
Or what?
Or do?
No further order.
No further order?
No further order. With no further ado.
Is that how the saying goes? Though, really?
With no further ado.
Door.
Ado. With no further
All
ado.
right, man. Let's get into the season, bro. Now you're just playing games. Quit messing around, dude.
Season 7, episode 1, My
Yes,
Hero
sir.
Academia. So much hype, and they start off slow. Hear me out. I was a little bit worried. You called me. You're like, yo,
Yeah.
you seen it? Yo, or you called me saying you've seen it.
Yes, I called you saying I saw it.
Right. And you're
There we
like,
go.
hey, have you seen it yet? And all I hear is, hey, I mean, yeah, because the first question I asked you was, yo, do they start off with Midoriya and shit like that? And you're like, you didn't want to give away anything. You know, you're staying true to being what you do, and you're like, yeah, they show them, that's not a big spoiler or anything like that, but then they get into it.
Yep.
Which we'll get into. But seeing young Midoriya at the very beginning of that, any emotions there?
I was angry.
You were angry.
I was angry.
Why?
Because I didn't know if they were gonna bring up Star and Stripe. I thought it was gonna start off slow, so I was angry when I saw him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were angry because
pure rage.
You thought it was gonna start
Pure
slow.
unbridled rage.
Okay, I was like, I didn't catch that.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like,
Yeah.
where we ended the last season, we're just gonna start with him fucking doing laundry?
Yeah.
What are we doing
I
here?
haven't done laundry in so long.
I was like,
Who cares?
Yeah, is this the Real Housewives of fucking UA? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing laundry? What is this game, and why are you playing it? You know what I mean? I was furious. I was unbridled rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it went right back to that classic Midoriya storyline. You know, it's
I don't know. I didn't see him crying.
Yeah, I know, right? Like that would have topped it off right there.
Yeah,
him crying.
Yeah, but like all jokes aside, I remember my first thought in it was, you're at the school. Why wouldn't you replace this ratty ass fucking uniform, dude? Or get it fixed. You know what I mean? Like, I understand what's his face, Gran Torino gave him the cape, so it's not something you could just like get rid of. I mean, you could if you're not a bitch.
Shout out Gran Torino.
But you know, it's not something you can just. It's got sentimental value.
Yeah.
But it's like, fucking. There's got to be someone who's superpowers to sew this shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's restore this back to its prime glory, because you're sitting here washing these clothes and hanging them up. I'm like, they look just as bad. They don't look any better than they did 30 seconds ago or in the last episode. They look like shit. You look like shit. Put on some clean clothes. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that was like the genuine thought I had.
Fair enough. Yeah. I thought it was just typical My Hero, like fairy tale land, like, you know. Midoriya felt bad for doing what he did in season 6.
They tend to slide into that a lot, don't they? The UA fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all I need is my friends. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know.
That's
shit
always
no
your same
ever
anime little kid voice. Yeah.
Well, I need to trust in my people. And then you hear Gravity in the background. Midoriya,
why is your dick still out? We finished an hour ago.
I need your penis. Verbatim what she said.
Yeah, it is. Did you guys watch the first episode? I did. I didn't miss it.
Yeah, but to your credit too, I was glad they fucking went right into Star.
Oh, dude, I did not. Fucking shit.
Yeah,
she's a goddamn beast.
Yeah, and it was dope to see them bring up that nations worldwide are now starting to get involved, and it rarely does that in anime. And you can correct me if I'm wrong here because you've seen more. It's very rare to see that. It's very rare to see America getting a shout out in general.
Yeah, it is rare.
Oh wait, I don't know if this is in the second episode because we're caught up.
Yeah,
in the second episode,
yeah. Hold off then. Leave it be. Yeah, leave it be. But like, it's. I guess it is rare that, like, you know, other places get brought up, other countries and stuff like that, like in a more serious fashion like this one. But I think it's just because anime usually takes place in a fictitious world.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I always bring up, like, I like it when they can throw some real shit in there. And real shit would be if some shit like this, Hitler, point blank, some shit like that happens, like the world's like put on notice. They're like, "Whoa, we may need to get up in this shit." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it was dope to see that not only did they do that, they shouted out the US. I mean,
Yeah, well, I
we're
mean, they
from the
even tried
US.
to sneak up in there that it was the birthplace of all fucking
That's what I was gonna bring up. So it
dude.
was in this season.
Are we? Yeah,
Or this
are we?
season, this
The
episode.
first episode. Yeah, are we not gonna fucking talk about that at all?
Yeah,
Are we?
I was fucking thinking about that same
We're
shit.
just gonna fucking just say something wild and just continue our day like
Yeah.
no one worries about shit that they don't
Yeah.
understand.
I imme-
Like,
I immediately was like, wait, why did they do that?
this is my life,
Japan,
anime.
this is a
You fuck
Japanese
faces,
anime.
dickheads,
Right. Why wouldn't they say that Japan was the birthplace?
because they hate the world and they hate me. You know
And we're
what?
Americans.
They don't want to explain anything.
We're Americans and we're talking shit about that decision.
Right?
That's
But
so typical.
literally, they're like, "Oh, from America, the birthplace of all quirks," and then they just keep
Of
talking, and you're
heroes,
like,
not quirks. Heroes.
"Oh, of heroes." Yeah, it's like, oh, what the fuck do I do with that information?
Yeah.
What
It's
the
like,
fuck?
wait. Yeah, and then you don't show like a history of,
Yeah, no, no,
the
we're just
first
gonna fucking
hero.
just say shit and then be done
We're
with
just gonna
it.
say shit.
That's what we do. Fucking show don't tell, bitch. I say it all the time on
Bitch.
the show,
Show don't tell, bitch.
bitch.
Yeah.
Marquez, bitch.
Yeah. But star buff ass bitch.
Bro, how, we discussed New Order so much
Mm, we
after
did.
this episode, trying to
Mm.
figure it out and truly understand it.
Yeah, and I was actually gonna lean on you because you know power systems so well.
Yeah, man, I'm the
This was by
best.
far, before you get into it, this is by far the most
You're laughing
complicated.
before I even started explaining. You're
Yeah.
like, before I'm fucking completely wrong. It's gonna be right because no one understands power systems like me.
Before you have to listen to this man babble, New Order by far is the most complicated slash powerful quirk I've ever seen, and I'm still processing it. But since you've already completed your processing,
Yeah,
you have the i9 core 10,700 processor.
and two. I forgot the two. 702.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
What's
Yeah.
your explanation?
Yeah. So New Order is a pretty simple one. All right. So it's essentially this buffed out bitch.
New Order's a buffed out bitch.
Yeah, this buffed out bitch, and her quirk is New Order, and that essentially means is that anything she touches, she can create rules for it, dude. But it's
Right.
only
How many
two
rules?
things. Two.
Oh, okay. And
Told
then
you, I
one
completely
rules.
understand this shit. And she has one constantly on herself, so really she can only create one, and then she has to release it from herself sometimes. Yeah. Did you think I was gonna
Okay.
fuck that up?
So then, is there a cooldown time or
Yeah.
anything like that on the new
Also,
order
she lives on
strengths? Or?
Pandora, and it's a giant world of blue people. You were
Oh,
saying?
fair enough. I was wondering, I was wondering how she.
She's in a
we'll
movie
get to
called
this in the
Avatar.
fight, but how she manages to keep one consistently on herself and still manage to do all those other roles.
See,
within
and
a
this
short
is what I
period
was
of time.
talking to you about. Okay, and
Right.
this is the kind of frustrating thing where they kind of leave it up to you to
Yeah,
kind of
it's some bullshit. They don't
yeah
fully explain it.
yeah, which I'm fine with because we
You
can't
used
get
to
into that until
Jujutsu
we talked.
Kaisen? Yeah, I get
Yeah, and we can't really get into it because I watched episode 2 and
it. Too.
I almost went into episode 2 right
Right.
now, and I'm glad
Gotta
I
be
didn't.
careful.
But so
It's hard not to.
yeah, me and you debated this. So honestly, I think the reason she is so buff because she talks about strengthening her body and she's constantly has one quirk on herself or one of her
And they
rules on
did
herself.
mention real quick in the episode 1 that she can't get to All Might's physical strength or level.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. She said that actually.
Right.
In
like
her monologue.
She can only increase herself to a degree.
So much. Yeah. So there are limitations, but like so I honestly think the reason she got so buff was as a bluff. And that's what I was telling you on the phone,
Right.
remember?
Where
Where I
they
was
just
like, yeah,
kept
I think the
all-
reason she's so buff is because she doesn't want you to know when she's imposing the role on herself and when she's not.
Right.
So you're gonna think part of her quirk is how strong she is. It's kind of like a power up quirk along with like additional
Right.
other factors to it. Or
Right.
maybe you think she uses unlimited because she's constantly changing the way she uses it.
Yeah.
And her being buff and
Mhm.
using the quirk on her so you can see her strength, you
Mhm.
just assume she's that strong because of how buff she is. I think it's a bluff though. I think she did that on
Right.
purpose, which is fucking genius.
Yeah,
And
and
she got a fat ass.
she does. She got a cute face too.
Got a fat ass, thick thighs.
Yeah, a little too buff for me, but still bad
Yeah,
as hell.
100%. You can still have a
Um,
fat ass though.
yeah, still got a fat ass
What
though.
that mouth do?
What that mouth do? But very Captain America esque.
Yeah, you got
Gave
that
me
too.
the gave me the Captain America feel, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting fucking sick
Did
and
you like her
tired.
little backstory about becoming the
Yes,
protege
yes,
of
and
All
it
Might?
and me and you have talked about this in previous reviews where
Mm-hmm.
All Might is just the
He's the dude.
he's so impactful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he
And
beat Goku. Why wouldn't he be
yeah,
impactful?
they do they do an amazing job. Okay, buddy.
All
They
right,
do it.
continue.
They do it. Comment down below if you think All Might would beat Goku, and then make sure you tag Comedy Hashua in that.
Yeah, go
Where
ahead.
they
I
do
know
an
who's gonna
amazing,
win.
they do an amazing job of showing All Might's amount of impact. And I tell you all the time that I wish that they would show flashbacks of
Yeah,
Prime
yeah,
All Might.
yeah. I mean, you think that actually a lot in different animes because you're like that in Demon Slayer. You're like, man, I
Yeah,
wish I showed flashbacks of
flashbacks to the
the old
Hashiras.
Hashiras back in the day, like more than they
Yeah,
do.
all you
You know?
got was Earl Kodaki like in the air. That's all you got in Demon Slayer
Yeah, and then
for
you
a
got what's his
flashback.
face wiping his blade
Yeah,
or fucking throwing the
Rengoku doing the
yeah
no. Well, his dad's
his dad.
doing the
Yeah, yeah,
like I'm
putting the sword
finished.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah, sheathing his sword, if you will.
posing like a motherfucker.
Yep. Yep.
Motherfucker, why you being so extra?
Yeah, he went full Black Widow on that, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like I don't I mean, it's to be expected, right? Like
What?
dude was such a good superhero.
Yeah,
Like
and my question to that was, okay, wasn't she born in the United States? So then was All Might? How was he in the U.S.
uh they
or did he
definitely say
save
in
her in
one of the
Japan?
prior seasons. I think it's when Midoriya starts talking to fucking Night Eye
Okay.
when they're going back and forth about All Might knowledge, and he
Hmm.
finds out that all that Night Eye's a fucking golden boy. He brings up that All Might was in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
yeah. I think that's when he does. He definitely brings it up. I think that's when it is. I'm not sure about when exactly, but I think that's it.
Did you know Night I brought up that he was in the U.S.?
Midoriya brought it up,
Oh, okay.
but I'm pretty
So
sure it
All
was
Might
with
told
that.
Midoriya that he was in the U.S.
No, he just knew. Remember, Midoriya's a super fan.
Right, but my point being is, how the fuck was he in the U.S.? Why?
Oh, he was learning under a hero out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
That gets brought up in the thing they talked
Okay.
about. Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't say that. You just
yeah,
said that Midoriya brought it up.
yeah. Because you got angry because you didn't remember, and you're like,
When did he
I hate
bring up?
myself.
When did he
Why
bring
do
up
I
that he's
not
learning
notice
under
things Shane
somebody?
does?
All I know he's learning under was and his master.
Oh, by the way, happy Short King Week.
Okay, buddy.
It's 5/6 through 5/10. They call it Short King Week.
We're on 5/16 right now. So good point. Thank you for that. It's the 16th of May.
This is awkward.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Are you sick? Are you feeling a little fluish? Don't want to walk.
Don't want to walk. Yeah. Yeah, that was my
uh,
awkward turtle, guys, if you saw it.
but yeah. So shout out to the US, but also how the fuck is she standing on a fucking plane? Like, I wonder what
Dude,
I wish they would have went through
what
the
is it
rules
about
that
her
she
standing
puts
on a
on
plane
herself.
that bothers you so much? Because you brought this up at least 4 times in our private
The
conversation.
fuck is she
Is it
standing
that
on a
you think
plane?
women can't stand on planes as good as men
No.
do? Is that what you're saying? You guys heard it here first. Blackie Chan doesn't think women can do what men can. All right. It's
That's
been
not.
said.
That's what
It's
you
out there.
said.
All
That's what he
right.
said. That's not what I said.
That is what he said.
That's what you said.
Yeah, you said it. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
that's what you said.
All right. Oh my gosh. Now you're saying I can't defend women's rights? That's
Okay.
what you're saying,
Yeah,
Blackie?
you're done. You're
Oh
finished.
my god. Can you
You're
guys
finished.
believe this dude right here? He doesn't believe in women's rights.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When you
Sad,
saw
sad
her
day.
clap the air and say, "Air dissipate," what did you think? Were you like, "Oh my god, this shit's broken"?
What broken?
New
Her
order.
mind? Uh,
New
no,
order.
when she did the clap thing, I saw her
It's
getting
fucking
ready to do
OP.
it, and I was like, "Can we stop copying All Might?" I was actually kind of annoyed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because All Might has the fucking one he taught Midoriya, and where he
Yeah.
showed him where he does that shit with the air
And then
and
Midoriya
fucking
uses his fucking
finger. Yeah, and so Air Force or whatever fuck he wanted to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking pussy.
but I was just like, all right, dude, I get it. All Might has an impact on everybody, but what are we doing here, guys? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. No, I mean it was OP to me. That shit was like, holy shit, she can create a vacuum that's 100 yards out or
Yeah,
however many
too
yards
bad
out.
Shigaraki got that dog in him.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker is crazy.
Right. The Shigaraki storyline is getting out of hand, but right before
That
they get
fucking.
into that, they showed all for one again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
it's almost time.
Right. And he went from wanting one for all, which we've known for this whole time that he wanted to get one for all, to
Yep.
I just need new order. Now I want new order in my
Yeah,
weapon
he
bar.
mentioned
It's
in
like,
there that he
what?
wants New Order to help him get One for All.
Right.
But fucking fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's much I want to say, but I can't until we cover the first 6. So it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Because episode 2 was
Wild.
wild. But
All right.
yeah, episode 1.
I mean, the start of the fight is
Yeah.
essentially that's what it is. It's the start of the fight,
Yeah,
right? It's the first half of that fight.
him learning the quirk.
Uh,
Imagine not knowing her quirk going up against it.
I don't.
She's the #1 hero in the US, and Shigaraki, who's combined with All for One, does not know how her quirk works.
Yeah,
That's fucking wild.
yeah, it is, and especially that touch
Right.
when she Omarion'd him.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 touch.
I mean, it's amazing that all she has to do is touch you.
Yeah, she was like, "Hey," he was like, "I don't even want to move. I don't." She's like, "Hey, Shigaraki."
I touched you.
I touched you. You can't move. You can't move.
Yeah.
And I was
And
like,
how,
"Ooh, what are you gonna do to him now?"
and how convenient is Shigaraki now at
Oh,
this
we had this
specific
conversation. Yep.
moment? How convenient is it that now at
I cannot.
98%, not 95,
Yeah.
98, 97%.
Yeah, at 95%, he knew exactly who he was.
He knew he was.
But you add that 3% in.
96. He knew.
You add that 3% in.
98.
Now we don't
Whoa.
know. We
Who
don't know.
am
Now
I?
we're ooh, where are we? What am I?
What am I? Am I all for one? Am I sugar? Am I a new person?
Am I a new entity itself? Like, and this is
How
something I
convenient.
absolutely hate in shows when just things are convenient like that, like random
convenient.
shit. Like they literally they did mention this at
Right.
one point that they're merging in the last season,
Yeah.
but they didn't talk about it like fucking with his sense of self.
Uh-huh.
He was just like, yeah, now you're becoming more like me until you kind of merge into who I am.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I don't want to be you. And he fucking dipped out and said, fuck
Right.
you, old nigga.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I thought that was the whole fucking fight right there, where he's like, yeah, I'm not letting you take control. It's my body. I'm in control. I'm motherfucking
That was a point of
Shigaraki. It seemed
contention.
pretty clear right there when they did that.
Yeah, and that I think is a little bit of foreshadowing in regards to just the fact that he was like, no, like Shigaraki, like All for One's like, we're gonna become one eventually, and then Shigaraki's like, no, like
Yeah, I
so
hate
clearly
everybody.
there's got to be
Scratch my
something
face,
there,
nigga. I'll add you
right?
to the hands, homie.
But isn't it
Creepy
amazing that
motherfucker.
they had to make this situation so fucking convenient that if he literally all he had to do was have a sense of himself and she would have killed him. That's how fucking overpowered New Order is.
Right. Well, I mean, she was like,
Isn't
if
that
you move,
crazy?
if he moves, he dies. I would have much rather him like be afraid to move and think of a way around the rule. That
So,
would have
oh,
been
okay.
so much better of a
Like
scene.
to have given in to All for One, so that way he loses a sense of himself.
Something like that. Yeah. Something else
Like
that
him
isn't
going, I
like,
need to give in to
yeah,
All for
because
One
he
now.
already said in the last season, like, no, I'm Shigaraki. Go fuck yourself. Like, that was the
Right.
whole point of that scene where he's like, nah, I'm me. Like, no,
Bitch.
this doesn't just change in a
In a
fucking week.
month.
That's not how that
Yeah,
works.
that's how it
Like,
worked.
yeah. And
That's
it's
how it
like,
worked.
yeah, it is how it worked. Thank you. Thank you, Captain Obvious. All right. But it's like
That's
it would
dope though.
there are
Yeah,
so many more
could have been
creative
cooler.
ways if you're writing. And I guess it's easy looking at it hindsight, right?
Yeah,
Like
hindsight,
when
it's
you're in there
much
writing
easier.
it, it's fucking,
Everything's new.
everything's fucking new and you're fucking coming up with all this from nothing. We have something to work off of, which is shit, by the way.
Which shit,
Which
god
jack
damn
shit. So,
it.
if it was good, I wouldn't be working anything in, ladies. But so it's like there's so many more things they could have done. Like it could have even been just like you're right, where he essentially lets All for One take control. So that way, and that's how All for One digs his teeth in, right? Because he's been
Yeah,
fighting him off. And he's like,
right.
Shigaraki, they're having the battle inside. He's like, Shigaraki, you gotta let me take control. You're not gonna get out of this. And he's like,
Yup.
nope, nope, I'm not gonna. He's like, you have to, or you will die.
Yup.
And then he's like, all right. And that's when the merge really begins. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been fucking dope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Or
because
even
then
if
New
it was,
Order played a role,
yeah, or even if it was just Shigaraki's like
or Star played a role, I should say.
stubbornness, and
Uh-huh.
he was just like, oh shit, I can't move. And then, All for One comes in, he's like, let me take over. He's like, nah, nigga, fuck you. I'd rather scratch my face when it's me, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
I prefer no one to love me. So you back the fuck up off me, all right? And
Yeah.
then he has to come up with his own way. Like maybe as he's sitting there, he
Yeah.
realizes, like, I don't know, fucking
I
that he can like decay below him and get
uh-huh.
low enough to get out of her sight or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So my point to that I don't like to how they're merging is
Mm-hmm.
that All for One is like an ultimate being. He's lasted generations on generations due to stealing
Yeah.
quirks.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's the ultimate mob boss, and they've set that up perfectly. But then they get into now that he's trying to merge with Shigaraki, which to their credit is his first time ever doing this, right? Because he met
Yeah.
that lab
Yeah. Yeah.
guy
Well, at least,
and they're
well,
experimenting.
that we know of.
Right. It could have been that he's been doing this.
Yeah, it could have been that he's tried and it's failed for whatever reason. Like we might find that out later on, right? That
Right.
he's
Or
tried this before and it's failed.
right. But somehow, some way, he's managed to survive for years on end. And I don't like that. Like it should have been that he's taking over Shigaraki. Like I know that's pretty straightforward and
No,
like well
no,
like
straightforward's the best fucking
but that's
better
like
than this
he is the
bullshit.
guy. So it's like how could he have lasted so long, have so many quirks and still like and when he tries to take over Shigaraki
Some
because
punk ass
Shigaraki's
fucking
yeah,
child.
because
Yeah,
he's so strong, now it's not All for One, it's not Shigaraki, it's a new entity and it's like dude, All
come
for
on.
One is going
That dude.
blow
Yeah.
for blow with All Might
Yep.
and beat him ultimately. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, yeah,
beat him ultimately. I mean,
but beat
ultimately
him.
he outlasted him.
Right.
Um, it's like what you ruined how strong All for One is. Now you're giving too
Yeah.
much credit to
Now
Shigaraki,
yeah, yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and they could still throw something out there.
I'm being
Uh,
picky, by the way. I'm being picky.
yeah, I mean, and that's what we're doing. We're kind of nitpicking at it, anyways. But it's like when you look at it, it's not a bad point because you literally had 6 seasons in front of this where you could have built up his weakness.
Hmm.
Like we know he's old and busted, right?
Who?
All for one.
Uh,
Like he's got the mask. He's got no
he ain't got
face.
no eyes.
Yeah, like nigga ain't got no face. Like I'm sure time hasn't
He's
been
got a
great
mouth.
to him.
What that mouth do?
Yeah, but he's still like scheming and living life and wearing suits and balling
He looks
out
like
and
he's
shit
doing
like
just
that.
fine.
Yeah, he's doing great. So it's like they could have done a better job of showing potentially that he's weakening
Yeah, some history.
and that there's a reason he really wants because it's like,
Shigaraki.
you know what I mean?
That would have
Like
been better. Yeah.
like there's some they could have.
Like he's been avoiding it, but because he's getting so weak because of his fight with All Might, like
Mhm.
he's realizing, oh shit, I'm on the
I need a new
edge.
body. It's
I
not
need a new
enough to.
body.
Yeah,
That would have been dope. Yeah, 100%.
a lot to do, man.
hundred
There's
percent.
yeah, but I mean, fucking,
Yeah. How,
I didn't like it.
yeah. One thing I wanted you to think about. I don't know if you ended up thinking about it, but would you think about how you would use a quirk like New Order
I did not.
personally?
No, no, I did not.
That shit is
There's
so
no way I would ever
beyond
get that cork. I'm not that lucky.
that shit. And I know we had an episode where we mentioned quirks that we would want personally, and I think I mentioned like being able to touch someone, but then getting their quirk.
Yeah,
That was it for a
yeah,
temporary amount of time. So
yeah,
similar to All
something
for
like that.
One,
And
but
and
only for a
and
temporary time
more
until
like
they find a quirk.
Monoma, the dude in 1B who can
Yeah.
do like 5 powers. Very
Yes.
similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very similar to that. Exceptions to the rule, but that New Order is like holy shit. Like
it's crazy, man.
that shit is mad powerful.
Yeah, I would love something like that, but when it comes to really thinking about like what I do, if those, I just like, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't get those powers. Like, I'd get the
New
most pointless
Order's
power.
New Order's stronger than All for One or All Mights
I mean, in capacity, I guess.
in capability.
Yeah, yeah, capability. I said capacity, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because to be able to touch someone and then say if you move, your
you
heart
die.
stops,
If you
and as
move,
long
you
as you know their
die.
name, like I
Yeah.
think the only thing that would save All Might is his vestiges.
See,
But
but
how
it's
could a
like,
vestige save you from that rule?
if I'm a hero, wouldn't that make it boring? Because that's the only thing I do to people.
I know, right? Your heart stopped.
Right,
Your heart stopped. Your heart stopped. But you'd have to know their name.
right. Just follow them. Just be a
Otherwise, you're
really good
fucking.
stalker.
Otherwise, you're just
I
a super
know
strong bitch
I
who
would use
incorporated a
New
rule on their
Order.
own self.
I would use New Order to make myself invisible, follow them around, and when
Uh,
I'm ready to be uninvisible, I touch them, and be like, Mike
bitch.
moves, he stops
Like
breathing.
how fucking cheap is that? To
Yeah.
be able to make
Also,
yourself
like,
invisible and then you touch and you just
also
see people drop.
imagine
You
how
just see
petty,
people drop.
imagine how petty you could be with that power. Like, what if you were just like, yo, I want your mans, so the next dude you see, you're gonna fuck him in front of your mans.
Oh hell
Boom,
no.
boom. Now I got your mans. Like,
Yeah.
I'm too petty. I'd
You
definitely be
would
a
just
bad
be
guy.
devious.
Yeah, I'd be a weird bad guy though. The bad guy that no one wants to
An
chase.
incredibly strong bad guy who just uses his ability for weird shit. Like
Yeah,
weird
like
vendettas and shit.
petty. Yeah, petty personal vendettas. Not enough to get on anybody's radar. Where they're just like no one wants
Yo,
to
his
come and
quirk is
arrest me,
kind
but
of
they're just like, yo, that dude sucks. You know?
Oh, that dude, he has the strongest quirk in the world, but he's just weird. So
Yeah. So he
we
just kind of sucks. Should we arrest him? We can't.
we
Why not?
can't. He's too
Because
strong.
he's not really creating any illegal things. He's just a dick.
Like he made
Just
a rule that that dude could never hit a park in his life on the
yeah.
golf course.
On the
Like
golf course, yeah.
it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, he told this dude he'll never bang a girl above his weight class. Like, what are
Like
we?
he's just making weird rules.
Yeah, he's just a dickhead. Just a dickhead, man.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to for the season? What do you think?
Um, I mean, dope fights like that. I mean, that was a
Do
sick
you
fight.
think?
I wish it would have been a little bit more action packed.
Yeah, yeah,
It seemed pretty one-sided.
yeah.
First
Do you
episodes,
do
typically.
you think that the Shigaraki, I guess, era is gonna come to an end this season?
I don't know. I think again I referenced that foreshadowing part where he's like really resisting All for One, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like okay, the only way he's gonna resist All for One if he, in my opinion, is if he doesn't hate him because All for One made that point right where he was like, yes, hate me more. Your hate is what's charging this merge.
Right, right, right.
So we obviously heard about All Might's teacher, the female, I forgot her name,
Mm-hmm.
but All Might's master, main master who can
Yeah,
fly, that's her grandson.
right.
And keep in mind,
Whenever you're
Midoriya
ready,
can get
take your
into his
time.
vestiges. So I
Yeah, that's
wonder
right.
if it gets to a point, and this is a fucking incredible reach. Again, we can't read. We don't know the mangas.
Can't read.
So this is 100% pure guess that somehow she reaches him through Midoriya,
Ooh, interesting.
which
Do you
may
think that's
trigger
gonna happen
something.
this season?
Oh, I have no
I
idea.
think
I
this
wouldn't say
season,
that.
I think the Shigaraki will at least come to the end,
Arc.
at least for the time being.
The Shigaraki
Like,
arc.
no, I fucking hate you. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do this to us. Don't do this
You
to
think the
us.
Shigaraki arc comes to an end? Yeah,
I
you
don't.
were
I
saying
don't. I think the Shigaraki
arc.
era.
That's the
I
same
said
thing.
era. Well,
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's
yeah.
not.
It's
They're
got an
different
A in it.
words.
Same shit.
It's got an A in it. But I think it does come to an end, and I think it's like he gets imprisoned. I don't think he's gonna end up being dead because
So
too many
you
people,
think that
too
they
many heroes
separate
want
them?
him dead.
Do you think that they separate them and then put Shigaraki in a bed and try to kill
No,
all for one?
no, I think they let him merge, so
Ooh,
they have both their bad guys in one.
so it's a new person.
Yep, and they just lock that nigga up.
Okay. And you think it happens this season?
I do, I do.
So then what happens next season?
Don't know. There's only it's there should only be the rumor is there
Is this the
might only
last one?
be 1 to 2 seasons after this one.
Well, 1 to 2, that's a lot if it's
Uh,
two.
yeah, not in my heroes world.
2 seasons after this would be wild.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there's so much more that you can put it because My Hero does 24 episodes per, essentially.
yeah. It does. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm really excited
exciting.
for it though.
That was
Yeah,
an amazing fight,
yeah.
amazing
After
jump off.
after the first 2 episodes, I will say because we did watch the first two, even though we're just talking about the first one. But after the first 2 episodes, I do think you're more in line. I'm more inclined to believe that it would be potentially on the anime of the year.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
because we were
So
saying
good.
like, is it gonna jump
So
off?
fucking
Is
good.
it gonna
Yeah.
jump off? And it needed to because of what Jujutsu did.
Yeah.
So the
But
fact that they jumped off, very exciting. And
yeah.
for those of you who haven't seen episode 2 yet, go fucking watch it right now.
Yeah, so good.
Oh
So
my
good.
god, we're gonna
Yep.
have a fucking ball covering the first 6.
Yeah, I'm excited. But
So
guys, we appreciate you.
yes,
We came
sir.
back for you. We're
Yes,
back
sir. We're
at it.
back.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing it weekly again. Don't worry,
Yes.
we're gonna get back to our normal schedule, doing this
Yes,
every
we are.
week, getting the videos out and all that stuff. Just know that we appreciate all you guys who kept fucking with us, watching our shit, who continued to subscribe after we took our little break and we were dealing with our own shit. We
Yeah.
appreciate every single one of you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Always
Mm-hmm.
remember, a real friend tells a friend.
Yes, and check out that catalog. We got well over 600
Check
videos.
out this catalog. What's up,
So
girl?
fucking check out that catalog of
This one.
PP that we got all over our
Wow.
page.
Okay. You're not
All right.
supposed to say it. That's gross.
What?
You can't just say pee-pee.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you're supposed to suggest it. But you
Suggest
can't.
it.
Yeah, but you can't.
Suggest it.
You gotta suggest it, but you can't say
Okay.
it.
Okay,
All right.
buddy.
All right. We good?
Yes,
Okay.
we're good.
All right.
We're good. But
All
thank you
right,
guys, man. Thank you
Yep.
guys. We're hovering right around 700. So please, again, subscribe. We're so fucking close to 700. Would have never imagined that we were at 700 by now.
Yeah.
Would have never imagined. We've
Yeah.
come a very long way.
It's been fucking
Don't go
insane,
too far
dude.
in our catalog now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because
Those
it
earlier
was
episodes
pretty
are
rough.
rough.
It was pretty rough
Rough.
watching it back. But
Yes, sir.
again, we love y'all.
Yep.
Comment. Suggest new animes.
Yep.
Suggest
We're
new
open to
styles
suggestions.
to our
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Do your
You want
thing.
Blackie Chan to stop wearing his thong underpants? Me too. Go ahead.
Okay.
Throw that in the
All
comments.
right.
Let
How
him
did
know.
you know? I stand up.
Fucking shit. If you would have fucking, can you imagine? I would have lost my fucking. I'd been like, we're done.
Yeah,
Just
that's it.
toss it up. Just
That's
left.
the end of the episode.
But all
But
right,
yeah,
guys. Comedy Hashira.
Blackie Chan.
We out.
Yeah.